When you hear the word Brazil, your mind probably jumps straight to a very specific postcard. You know the one. Legendary football matches, the unbelievable energy of Carnival, and the sprawling green canopy of the Amazon.
And sure, that is the Brazil we all think we know. But today, we're throwing that postcard out the window. We are jumping into a Brazil that constantly defies expectations and hides some of the most mind-bending realities on the planet.
Exactly. We're pivoting completely away from that standard highlight reel to the unexpected, the dangerous, and the downright bizarre.
We're talking hidden islands crawling with venomous reptiles and rivers where the dolphins are literally bright pink. Every single fact we uncover today is a quick, surprising reveal that is going to totally shatter your assumptions.
So let's get right into it with our first section, Wild and Hidden Nature, the Brazil You Never Knew.
Let me ask you this. Would you ever visit an island that's hiding one venomous snake per square meter?
I mean, that literally sounds like the premise of a horror movie.
It really does, but it's absolutely real. Less than 100 miles off the coast of São Paulo is Ilha de Queimada Grande, widely known as Snake Island. And it is exactly as terrifying as it sounds.
It's so deadly, in fact, that the Brazilian Navy outright banned anyone from setting foot there without highly specific special permission. It's legitimately one of the most dangerous spots on Earth. And just think about the sheer contrast of having this forbidden, deadly wilderness sitting right off the coast of a massive global megacity. And the natural landscape there can totally deceive you. Take Lençóis Maranhenses in the northeast. For part of the year, it looks exactly like the Sahara Desert, just vast, dry, white sand dunes stretching for miles. But then the heavy rainy season hits. The valleys between those dunes suddenly fill up and create thousands of crystal-clear turquoise lagoons. And here's the absolute craziest part. Fish that actually survive the dry season by burrowing deep into the wet sand suddenly wake up and swim in these new pools. You're literally watching a desert magically turn into a vibrant oasis.
Okay, time for a wildly unexpected trivia question. What color are the dolphins in the Amazon River? If you're picturing that standard ocean gray, you are in for a huge surprise. They are bright pink. The Amazon River is home to the boto, which is a rare species of freshwater dolphin. They're actually born gray, but as they age, they turn this brilliant pink color.
It's totally real. That incredible hue comes from a mix of their diet, sun exposure, and the structure of their blood vessels. Imagine catching a glimpse of a bright pink dolphin swimming right through a rainforest river. Just a completely surreal experience.
Let's stick with the river for a second, because the Amazon has something called the Pororoca. This isn't just a strong current, it's a massive tidal bore wave. Picture a huge, powerful ocean wave, but instead of crashing onto a beach, it travels hundreds of miles upstream, violently pushing against the river's natural flow. It is so powerful and so consistent that extreme surfers actually travel to the Amazon just to ride it competitively.
And the competitive record for riding this single river wave? 37 minutes.
No way!
Yes! Imagine balancing on a surfboard, dodging rainforest debris, and riding the exact same wave for 37 minutes straight. That's almost 8 miles without ever stopping once. It completely flips the script on what surfing even means.
Moving right along to Section 2, Culture and Scale, Powerhouse of the Unexpected. Get this, out of all the nations on the planet, Brazil holds the unique distinction of being the only country in the world named entirely after a tree, the pau-brasil tree. Early Portuguese explorers harvested it extensively because it produced this rich, deep red dye. In fact, the word Brazil literally translates to red as ember. Now, where do you think the largest Japanese community outside of Japan is located? Your first instinct might be to guess somewhere like California or maybe Hawaii.
But the answer is actually São Paulo, Brazil. There are over 1.5 million people of Japanese descent living there right now. It's a massive, vibrant community. If you walk through the Liberdade neighborhood in São Paulo, you'll see annual Japanese cultural festivals that are so grand and authentic, they honestly rival what you'd experience in the middle of Tokyo. It's such a brilliant, unexpected collision of cultures. And speaking of global impact, statistically speaking, the coffee you drank this morning was very likely Brazilian. They produce roughly 1/3 of all the coffee consumed on Earth.
And that dominance isn't just a recent trend either. They've held onto that title for over a century and a half.
Now, everyone knows Christ the Redeemer. The iconic statue overlooking Rio de Janeiro is famously one of the new 7 wonders of the world. But here's what people usually miss: its architectural title. Standing 98 feet tall with an arm span of 92 feet, it is officially the largest Art Deco statue ever built anywhere in the world. It's this towering masterpiece of 1920s design just hiding in plain sight.
All right, bringing us to our final section, scratching the surface, the sheer size of Brazil. So, why on earth would a country need over 4,000 airports? Because with that number, Brazil actually has the second most airports globally, right behind the United States, and it comes down to pure geographic necessity. The landmass of Brazil is so spectacularly huge that driving or taking a train is completely out of the question for a lot of routes. Sometimes flying is literally the only practical way to cross from one side to the other.
Which brings us to the ultimate geographic assumption. If you ask 100 people to name the capital of Brazil, almost all of them will confidently say Rio de Janeiro or São Paulo.
But the actual capital is Brasilia, a city that so many people outside the country have never even considered, or, let's be honest, even heard of.
And Brasilia wasn't just some quiet historical town they decided to promote. It was a fully planned city built completely from scratch in the 1950s, right out in the middle of nowhere. The legendary architect Oscar Niemeyer designed it with such a bold, specific vision that if you look at the layout of the city from space, it's deliberately shaped exactly like an airplane. From brilliant pink dolphins and forbidden islands crawling with snakes, to a river wave you can surf for miles, and a capital city shaped like an airplane that you can see from orbit, Brazil is a country so unimaginably vast and so incredibly layered that most people only ever scratch its surface. It really makes you wonder, if this is what lies just beyond the postcard, what other impossible secrets are still hiding deep within a country this unbelievably huge? Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. Keep asking questions, stay curious, and we'll catch you on the next one.